Mercury. Mercury, $900 per liter. We start with something you might not expect. Mercury, the only metal that is liquid at room temperature, and it costs around $900 per liter. That's already more than most people earn in a week. But compared to what's coming, mercury is practically free. Mercury is dense, incredibly dense. 1 liter of mercury weighs over 13 kilograms, more than 13 liters of water. That density is exactly what makes it useful. For centuries, mercury was used in thermometers, barometers, and blood pressure monitors. It conducts electricity. It expands perfectly with temperature. It was the ideal measuring tool. But mercury is also one of the most toxic substances on Earth. Exposure damages the brain, kidneys, and nervous system. Children are especially vulnerable. Because of this, mercury has been banned from most medical devices worldwide. Thermometers no longer use it. Hospitals no longer carry it. But industry still needs it. Mercury is used in fluorescent light bulbs, electrical switches, and gold mining. In gold mining, and this is one of the most disturbing facts about mercury, it is used in developing countries to extract gold from ore. Thousands of miners are exposed to mercury vapor every year. Many don't know the risk until the damage is already done. 1 liter of mercury, $900. Toxic, dense, beautiful, and quietly dangerous. Human blood. Human blood, $1,500 per liter. Your body contains about 4.5 to 5.5 liters of it, which means, at market price, the blood in your body right now is worth approximately $7,000. Blood cannot be manufactured in a laboratory. Not fully. Not yet. Every unit of blood that reaches a hospital came from a human donor, a human who sat down, rolled up their sleeve, and gave a part of themselves. And the processing is expensive. Each donated unit must be tested for HIV, hepatitis, syphilis, and dozens of other pathogens. It must be separated into components, red cells, plasma, platelets, stored at precise temperatures, tracked from donor to patient. The logistics alone cost hundreds of dollars per unit. Blood also expires. Red blood cells last 42 days. Platelets, just 5 days. This means hospitals must constantly manage supply, constantly receive donations, and constantly discard expired units. The global blood supply is one of the most complex logistics systems on Earth, and it runs almost entirely on human generosity. In the United States, approximately 29,000 units of red blood cells are needed every single day. Every single day. $1,500 per liter, the most important liquid in the human body, and irreplaceable. Black printer ink. Black printer ink, $2,400 per liter. Yes, the ink in your office printer costs more per liter than human blood. Let that sink in. Printer ink is one of the most profitable products ever invented. Printer manufacturers sell their machines cheaply, sometimes at a loss, because the real money is in the ink. The cartridges are designed to work only with specific printers. They contain chips that tell the printer the cartridge is empty, even when it still has ink inside. Some studies suggest that up to 40% of ink in a cartridge is never actually used before the printer declares it empty. The ink itself is a complex chemical formula. It must dry instantly without smearing, bond to paper at a microscopic level, resist fading for decades, survive heat, humidity, and light. The research and development costs for achieving all of this are enormous, and printer companies protect their formulas aggressively with patents. $2,400 per liter for something most people throw away without a second thought. Insulin. Insulin, $2,700 per liter. Insulin is not exotic. It is not rare in nature. Your pancreas produces it automatically every day for free. But for 537 million people worldwide living with diabetes, their pancreas cannot produce enough of it. And without insulin, they will die. Insulin was first extracted from the pancreas of dogs and pigs in 1921. It was one of the greatest medical breakthroughs in history. Before insulin, a diagnosis of type 1 diabetes was essentially a death sentence. Children died within months of diagnosis. Today, insulin is produced synthetically using genetically modified bacteria. The process is complex, highly regulated, and expensive. But here is where it gets disturbing. The 3 companies that control most of the world's insulin supply, Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and Sanofi, have raised insulin prices by over 1,000% since the 1990s. The cost of producing insulin has barely changed. The price charged to patients has tripled, quadrupled, and tripled again. In the United States, some diabetic patients ration their insulin, taking less than they need, because they cannot afford the full dose. People have died because of this. A liquid that keeps 537 million people alive, produced for cents. Chanel No. 5. Chanel No. 5, $6,000 per liter, the most famous perfume in the world, created in 1921 by chemist Ernest Beau and Coco Chanel, named after the fifth vial that Coco Chanel selected from the samples presented to her. She had a fondness for the number 5. The name stayed. For over 100 years, Chanel No. 5 has been the best-selling perfume on the planet. One bottle is sold every 30 seconds, somewhere in the world. So why does it cost $6,000 per liter? Because the ingredients are extraordinary. Chanel No. 5 contains jasmine from Grasse, France, the only region in the world where this specific variety is grown. It takes approximately 1,000 jasmine flowers to produce just 1 gram of jasmine absolute. 1 kilogram of jasmine absolute requires over 1 million flowers, all hand-picked before sunrise, when the scent is strongest. It also contains Bulgarian rose absolute, one of the most expensive natural ingredients on Earth. It takes 3.5 to 4 metric tons of rose petals to produce just 1 kilogram of rose absolute, all hand-harvested in a single month of the year. The formula contains over 80 distinct ingredients. Some of them are synthetic, but the key ingredients, the soul of the perfume, are natural. And natural in perfumery means staggeringly expensive. $6,000 per liter for something that disappears into the air within hours. Horseshoe crab blood. Horseshoe crab blood, $15,850 per liter. This animal has existed for 450 million years. It survived the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. It survived 5 mass extinction events. And today, it keeps humans alive. Horseshoe crab blood is bright blue, not red, blue. Because instead of iron-based hemoglobin like humans, it contains copper-based hemocyanin. But the color is not why it's valuable. Horseshoe crab blood contains a substance called limulus amebocyte lysate, or LAL. LAL has a unique and remarkable property. It clots instantly in the presence of bacterial endotoxins, even in concentrations as small as 1 part per trillion. This makes it the most sensitive bacterial contamination detector ever discovered. Every single vaccine, IV drug, medical implant, and injectable medication on Earth must be tested using LAL before it can be given to a human. Every flu shot, every COVID vaccine, every bag of saline solution in a hospital, tested using horseshoe crab blood. Over 600,000 horseshoe crabs are captured and bled every year. Up to 30% of their blood is drained while they are still alive. Around 15% of them die during the process. The survivors are returned to the ocean. Scientists have developed a synthetic alternative, but the pharmaceutical industry has been slow to adopt it. $15,850 per liter. Blue blood. 450 million years old. And the reason your vaccines are safe. King Cobra Venom. King Cobra Venom, $40,400 per liter. The king cobra is the longest venomous snake in the world. It can reach 5.5 meters in length. It can lift the front third of its body off the ground, raising itself to look a human in the eye, and it can inject enough venom in a single bite to kill an elephant. The venom works by attacking the nervous system directly. It shuts down the signals between brain and body. Death can occur in as little as 30 minutes. So why would anyone want to collect it? Because king cobra venom contains a protein called ohanin. Ohanin has been found to be a more powerful painkiller than morphine, without the addictive properties. Research is currently underway to develop ohanin-based painkillers for humans. The venom also shows promise in treating Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and schizophrenia by protecting and regenerating nerve cells in the brain. But collecting it is extraordinarily dangerous. Venom extractors hold the snake's head, press the fangs against a collection container, and wait. A single mistake can be fatal. Each king cobra produces only small amounts of venom at a time. Hundreds of extractions are needed to collect even a small quantity. $40,400 per liter. Deadly. Beautiful. and potentially one of the most important medicines of the future. Scorpion venom. Scorpion venom. $10,300,000 per liter. $10 million per liter, not per gram, per liter. This is the most expensive liquid on Earth. More expensive than gold, more expensive than platinum, more expensive than anything else that exists as a liquid. The scorpion responsible for this price is the Deathstalker scorpion, found in North Africa and the Middle East. It is one of the most dangerous scorpions in the world. Its sting causes extreme pain, fever, convulsions, and in some cases, death. So why is its venom worth $10 million per liter? First, quantity. A single scorpion produces only 0.006 milliliters of venom at a time. To collect 1 liter, you would need to milk approximately 2.64 million scorpions. By hand, one at a time. Second, the process. Each scorpion must be held individually. Electrical stimulation or manual pressure is applied to the tail. The tiny drop of venom is collected. The scorpion is returned to its container. Then the next one. And scorpions do not enjoy being milked. Collectors wear thick gloves and work extremely slowly. Accidents still happen. Third, the medical potential. Deathstalker venom contains a peptide called chlorotoxin. Chlorotoxin binds specifically to glioma cells, the most common and deadly form of brain cancer. It does not bind to healthy tissue, only to cancer cells. Researchers have used chlorotoxin to develop a compound called tumor paint, which makes brain tumors glow during surgery, allowing surgeons to see and remove cancer tissue with far greater precision. Clinical trials are ongoing. The venom also shows promise in treating diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and malaria. $10,300,000 per liter, the deadliest, the rarest, the most expensive, and possibly the most medically important liquid on this list.